Okay, boys, I know we've got a lot of changes coming today, man, and essentially, I'm going to try to cover every one of these. But for the people that don't know, right here is what we're actually looking at, because we were having some questions yesterday on what exactly was going on today for the 17th of July. So essentially, guys, we're looking at an update 1.2.3, which is going to be like exotics and stuff like that, which we'll touch up on. We're also looking at the final faction rally of Season 3, and of course, you can play Supremacy if you want to. No one's going to be excited about that, but hey, it's whatever. This is not the summer solstice event, since that will be the July 31st event. Anyways, I just wanted to recap on that real quick. Let's talk real quick what we're going to be looking at with the current exotics today that are going to be reworked, and I'll be going through each one of these throughout the week. This is just going to be kind of a general overview. So first off, let's talk what's coming to the Titan class. That's my favorite class, so we're going to of course talk about it first. ACD feedback fences. It now grants Fury Conductor stacks on melee hits instead of kills. So Fury Conductors will now read melee hits will build up that explosive energy within ACD feedback fences. I'm a huge fan of feedback fences, guys. I used it a lot in combination with Bottom Tree Striker. It was a good combination to run. Essentially, it just allowed me to win most of my melee encounters. Now, Fury Conductor will grant stacking melee damage resistance, and overall, it's looking good for both PVE and PVP. Next up on the list, guys, is Doomfang. Now, Doomfang void melee kills now grants more super energy. Okay, shield throw hits will now extend the duration of your super. Hopefully that extension is pretty noticeable. I like that they actually said shield throw hits instead of shield throw kills, since a lot of times, I don't know about you guys, my shield sometimes just leave people one shot. And so this is something that's going to be really nice, and will probably put a little more emphasis on you throwing your shield, especially when you get into situations where you can chain shield hits on different opponents. So this is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out in Crucible tomorrow. Next on the list, guys, is Dune Marchers. Now, Dune Marchers, it's going to reduce the time to activate linear actuators while you are sprinting to 1.5 seconds. That is down from 5 seconds. Now, Dune Marchers is my most used Titan exotic in the game. It increases sprint speed, and also linear actuators essentially while sprinting builds up static charge. Now, the damage has never been something game changing. It helps a little bit, but it's nothing that's just gonna wreck a group of enemies. That is gonna change tomorrow, since the damage is gonna be buffed to 70% in PvP and 440% in PvE. So we're gonna see actually how it plays out tomorrow. You know, a 70% buff in damage sounds pretty nice. Is it gonna be enough to get a double melee off on someone? I don't think so. But this updated to Dune Marchers was definitely needed. I wanted to see something like this happen, and maybe bring Dune Marchers more in line to what it was like back in Destiny 1. Now moving on, guys, we have the Warlock. Crown of the Tempest. We're looking at essentially a collapse of the total number of stacks to now 3, but with the same total effect. And it also says that each stack of conduction time will lower the upkeep cost of Storm Trance. They did mention Nezarec Sin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and they said that those exotics are quite similar, since Nezarec is essentially for void abilities. But they go on to mention that they want Crown of Tempest to stand out a little more as an exotic for Stormcallers, and so there's going to be a lot more benefit for conduction times during your Storm Trance. So we're speculating that we actually might look at Storm Trance lasting maybe up to 40 seconds, but we'll see exactly how that plays out. Now, Karnstein Armlets. Again, I hope I'm saying these names right. I don't play Warlock enough, but this one sounds super nasty, guys. So they're removing the melee hit effect where it highlights injured targets. You're not going to have that anymore. Essentially, now melee kills will instantly heal you and then grant continuous healing for 8 seconds. That sounds extremely nasty. Definitely an exotic that you would want to load out your melee ability cooldown to the max. Now moving on to Starfire Protocol. This was in a D1 exotic that I think some of you probably use. Essentially, guys, weapon damage while standing in an empowering rift will now grant you fusion grenade energy, and I guess 20%. They mentioned 20%, and I'm assuming 20% per weapon damage hit. Wow. They mentioned that they definitely want to reward people that are playing offensively rather than defensively with a healing rift. Alright guys, so moving on to the Hunter class, Lucky Raspberry is getting a buff, increased chance to fully recharge your Arc Bolt Grenade on Arc Bolt Grenade hits. As if the grenade wasn't already powerful, this is definitely going to get people to get off of Worm Husk, and I'm okay with that. But essentially, if you can go in there and get a chance to fully recharge your Arc Bolt Grenades, you can launch 2 of these grenades back to back. That is extremely deadly. Now it goes on to say that it guarantees a recharge, a complete recharge, on getting a full change that hits hits for targets. So some really nasty stuff we're going to be seeing here with Lucky Raspberry. Moving on, guys, Stompies are also getting a lot of good stuff added to it. Increased benefit when using strafe jump and triple jump. Now, it's been known now that Stompies have mostly only affected high jump, which is why you see hunters use high jump. Now you'll be able to use strafe jump and triple jump. And here's the thing, strafe jump is arguably the best jump in the game. And I would just recommend that jump over all of them in Crucible. Now, moving on, guys, Young Amkara's Spine. Now, these gauntlets are going to be removing their marking functionality, but we're looking to have improved trip mine grenade blast radius and throw speed. And they're also making it to where your trip mine grenades are harder to destroy. So, guys, I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be seeing from these gauntlets, man. I'm really excited about these, and I don't know if people are actually going to really try it out because Golden Gun is still kind of in a weird spot. But these 3 exotics that are being brought to Hunter looks really good. Overall, I'm excited about update 1.2.3. I think this is something needed for a lot of these exotics, especially since we know we're going to be getting some nasty stuff here coming in Forsaken. So we have got to have our current year 1 exotics be able to match what's going to be brought to us whenever we receive this DLC. Well, guys, that is the overview of what we're going to be looking at with these exotics. And again, I'm going to be going through each one of these. Now, fellas, there was a lot of questions today in the stream. I think there was some confusion because people were wondering, hey, what's happening this week? Are we getting the Summer Solstice event happening now? Is it coming at a later date? Guys, in the description below, I'm going to put a Discord link. It is my Discord link. We got about 500 people in there. It's not really that big, so you're not going to get overwhelmed with text all day long, but we do mention a lot of the important stuff that's happening in Destiny, and stuff like this will just help you keep up to date. I know there's a lot of information to consume daily, but Discord is a great tool to just kind of keep everything organized, especially for myself. So guys, that is my video, man. Thank you all so much for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Make the effort.